So, yeah. So look, this. So now we're going to go to work,
Okay. Let's do.
and you may not like me. I think the intuitive eating is good.
Oh yeah, you sent me that text about your pants.
Yeah, I call them medicinal pants.
Okay.
Whenever I have to get up, like to the next size, clown pants or medicinal pants. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I did send. I've been. So what I did do though is keep a list of what I've been eating, and I think that's actually been good. There was a lot of resistance to it, but I thought if I got to at least do that before I say this
Right.
doesn't work.
Okay.
Now I did send it to you. Do you see it there on your screen?
Um.
If you go to the text part,
Oh, I see. Let's see.
you could look at it. I mean, I don't know if you really want to see the food I put in my body, but can you tell anything from that?
It's hard to get it in a very big picture. Okay. Tuesday breakfast. Shot glass of olive oil.
Not peanut butter. So what? So here's one of the new one of the realizations is just because something's legal doesn't mean you have to eat it.
True.
Oh,
If you're
that
not,
is true. Okay, good.
did you get tired of it?
Of peanut butter?
No.
No, but I'm not going to eat any more peanut butter for a while.
Why?
Well, I see that peanut butter and ice cream is what's causing the tumor to grow.
I see. I see. So it's the foods that are the problem.
Well, it's my ingesting the food that's the problem.
It is the reason for your ingesting beyond your hunger and fullness cues. So all you're doing is not you're like unlegalizing peanut butter and ice cream. If you think you're eating too much of it past your cues, then you
Yeah.
need to look inside your little heart and figure out what emotions are going on in there. Salad with 2 slices of cheese, yeah, you don't even want to know my opinion of this your intake.
Well, I do want to know. I mean, that's
Also, calling yourself fatty, probably not a good idea. So don't do that.
calling myself fatties.
A shot of olive oil cereal with half and half chia and protein powder. That's so disgusting. I don't even know.
Why is that disgusting?
I mean, I guess, are you mixing this all up?
Yeah, some of it.
Sounds gross. I'm
It is
almost
kind of
certain.
gross.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could find some better sources of food. When you make yourself eat gross stuff, you ate baking soda?
I drink baking soda because I get heartburn.
Okay.
What would you do? Suffer with it?
Did you actually have heartburn at that
Of
time?
course.
Okay. Uh, what do I do? I don't
You
know.
don't have heartburn. You don't know.
Well, sometimes I do, but I would take
Oh,
like I don't know, Pepcid or something.
yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay, so stuffed. So there's a reason, if you're stuffed, does that sound like it was hunger and fullness, or the food was the problem?
no. I overate.
Right.
I
And
kind
that might have come because you had a tiny sandwich and a gross breakfast. So yeah, by the time you let yourself have an ice cream sandwich, you're pretty excited about it because
I
your
had
day.
two of them.
I know,
Oh, you
because you
see
were
that?
hungry. Yeah, you were hungry and you had only not that exciting stuff earlier in the day.
Sandwich with toast, mayo, mustard, cheese, four. If I ate four, I got carried away on the cheese, avocado, onion. It's a pretty good sandwich, isn't it?
That's a good sandwich. I mean, a
Okay.
sandwich by itself is not usually a sufficient meal. Your sandwich was a lot better than your breakfast with the protein and the chia. You know,
It's good for you. That's what makes you
not if
smart.
it makes, not if it makes you binge on ice cream sandwiches later. Yeah,
Okay, well, I don't think it made me binge on it, but you think it did. That's what I'm here to learn.
satisfying breakfast.
Yeah.
Had you peanut butter at breakfast, you may have had less of a risk of binging on ice cream and bowls of soup.
I don't think peanut butter would have stopped that.
Okay. You're the expert, so whatever you think is probably right. Several handfuls of grape. Uh,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this breakfast has to go. So, what I would say is it's really hard to say that intuitive eating doesn't work when you're not doing intuitive
Well,
eating.
that's what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
want to give you another chance at it
Yeah. Thank you for offering me another chance.
because I believe it will work.
Yeah. So
And
I would make, I mean, what would you actually like to have for breakfast?
well, I'm starting to use milk more. Well, I like the cereal that we have, and
What kind of cereal is it?
natural cereal. Well, what do you mean? It's good. It's Cascade it's from Cascade
Isn't that a dishwasher
Mountains.
soap? Oh,
No, it's from my hometown. No, it's good cereal. It's
yeah.
natural.
Yeah, I used to eat that stuff when I had an eating disorder. It was great, and I would never ever touch it again. So, I really think you should consider like normal people's cereal, like Frosted Flakes
Oh
or
God,
Lucky
no.
Charms. Those are the things that I have. You don't have to have what I have, but I would recommend staying away from the Kashi and other look at us, we're really good for you cereals because they're full of, this is what they're doing. They're full of fiber and protein. And what you're needing in the morning is carbohydrate and probably a little dose of fat. I mean, you can have protein in there, but look how much protein you're talking about now. You're getting protein from your milk, your nasty cereal, and your protein drink. So that is an excessive. You probably get all the protein you need for the whole day right in your breakfast. That's unnecessary. And so you don't feel that good after that breakfast because you haven't gotten enough carbohydrate and you made yourself eat gross stuff. So it's not very satisfying.
So you're saying Frosted Flakes would have more high carbohydrate than my cereal?
I would think. Plus, I would eat more. I would eat more Frosted Flakes than I would of your cereal and some chia, and you know what I mean. Like I would not waste my energy on all the chia protein ganza, and just focus on eating a normal person breakfast with like milk and real cereal. I think might be, but and the fact that you acknowledge that it's gross just tells me. I mean, you're just really staying in that whole like everything can be legal in that I can have it, but there are foods that are better for me and I can make those choices. That is not what legalizing is. Like, all foods have a benefit. Tell me what the benefit of chia is.
It's omega-3. It helps your brain, the oil, it helps all the oil around your cells
Okay,
for when they
so
turn on and off.
if you have whole milk, you'll also have some fats to help all your brain cells turn on and off.
But it won't be omega-3 fat. Okay, well, I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know how much omega 3 is in chia, and there is some omega 3. There's like a mix of fats in all sources. But I don't know that only omega 3 is going to make your brain function. Like, otherwise, everybody who wasn't around fish would be dumb, right? I mean, that seems a little off. So, other sources of fats do the things fats are supposed to do in your body. When you
okay.
when you decide chia is so good that you're going to override your natural instincts to eat what you actually enjoy, you then set yourself up for being weird with food the rest of the day, which has to be, if we're talking on a global scheme, in general, less healthy than just choosing something that you liked for breakfast. Can you kind of understand that? Like, by trying to be healthy, you set yourself up for unhealthy binge behaviors later because you had such a gross breakfast.
I understand what you're saying.
Thank you for acknowledging.
Okay.
I know that your feeling
Yeah.
is to just be able to power through. Like even though if you would just have that breakfast and then you could power through later and have like a nice salad or something for dinner and not binge, then everything would be fine. But how often does that happen?
Well, seldom.
Seldom. And not because you are an intelligent person or a weak or wussy person. I mean, you've got some drive in you. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think it's because there's something wrong with you. I think it's because there's something wrong with your beliefs about food and behaviors. This isogenics bar has to go. You didn't even have lunch this day. Now you've got me fired up, is all I have to say, Jordan. Like, I am the
Well,
chain.
good. I wanted to get some personality back.
Um,
Where are we at? We're on
I'm
the
on
next day.
9:26 right now. You had your gross breakfast. Then at 11, you had a handful of grapes, which really could use some pairing. because a handful of you could stuff yourself on grapes and still feel hungry like in 30 minutes. So
Well,
grapes and cheese or something like that would probably be a good idea.
actually, I was busy that day, so I was grabbing things between.
Well, and that's good. I mean, obviously, I'd rather you, but maybe you could grab like the peanut M&Ms that we were doing for a while. Wasn't that nice when we were doing those?
Well, yeah.
Don't give me that look like you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Uh, I know you better than grapes, huh?
Yes. Do you
Really?
know why?
Well, it has sugar on it. It's got carbohydrate, I guess and it's also got a little protein in there.
So yeah, it's you're grabbing because you have no time. So this is not a time to be like, ooh, what's the lowest calorie choice I can find? Like you need to get fuel in because you don't know when you're going to eat again, right? And
Yeah.
even if it was a normal snack, a handful of grapes probably wouldn't be, even if you knew you were going to have lunch soon or whatever, it's still not. Well, maybe if you knew you were going to eat really soon, but not if you had another 2 or 3 hours till your meal or whatever. So then at 2 p.m., you had a delicious isogenics bar, which is gross, but that's. Yeah.
It's gross.
Um,
Well,
I,
we'll tell you one difference. I did eat one day. I had a Snickers bar, and it left me wanting more to eat, so I had an isogenics bar.
okay.
So something about eating the sugar, the sweets, just gets me wanting more.
Well, one thing that might be the cause of that is that you don't eat enough in general. If you don't eat enough of sugar and fats, when you eat them, your body's like, holy, we found we found the source. We're going to stay alive. And it gets excited. But then also, I can imagine, like if I was actually with you when you're doing these things, I could tell you so much more because I would imagine you ate it fast because you probably felt
Yeah.
guilty about it. And so
Um,
you eat something like that, you feel guilty and you eat it fast, and then you're like, I just am not as satisfied as I'd like to be from that
right.
Snickers bar. I'm gonna go have me a delicious isogenic. So the satisfaction is more. You didn't get to really savor and enjoy it. You just wolfed it down because whatever's going on for you. So does that make sense? Yeah. So on the Snickers bar, I would eat that slower. Um, so it doesn't have to be ridiculous or anything. Just like slow enough to acknowledge that you had it. And then keep in mind that the desire to have more of it comes from probably not getting enough of those nutrients and then those delicious kinds of foods very often. So it's not because you're a sugar monster. We all need sugar. It's not addictive in that way. There's something else going on when you're not
Yeah.
really legal with it. Okay, so I cheated while you were working on your stuff and skipped ahead. Okay, so 9:27. You have to, by the way, have to post all these on the website so people can see
Oh, yeah.
food journals because I think this is really important.
Is this a pretty good one? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's a very good example of what we're talking about because 9:27 at 7 a.m. you have a small donut, some sausage thing, half a biscuit, cream cheese. So you had carbohydrates and fats and stuff that I'm assuming you thought tasted good, and no chia in sight. And
well,
then
I was
11,
at a hotel, so I had to eat what they had there.
I actually like to say better, so don't
Okay.
diss it.
No, I know.
11, you had a peanut butter Starbucks cookie and a grande latte. That's nice. At 1:30, you had a Caesar salad. I'm going to let that slide because the rest of the day is so good. And,
Well, what
they,
do you mean you can't have a Caesar salad for lunch?
you can't have a salad for meals because
Well, it had chicken in it.
if I had a freaking dime for every time somebody said, I put a lot of stuff in it, so it must be good. Like, no matter what you put in it, until you put a couple of slices of bread, it still doesn't have any carbohydrates. So there's no way to get what you need in a meal of a salad unless you're going to add a big muffin or a big croissant or something like that to the side. And I still question, are you eating the salad because you think it's healthier? Because if that's the case, don't do it. You can get a side salad that's on the side of your real meal, but I would prefer not as meals. Okay, so 1:30 Caesar salad must have held you okay because at 8 o'clock you had half a order of French fries and a 3/4 of a beer, and then it's just plus signs, which I think means that you didn't do anything else.
Right, probably not.
So I would like to point out that this day, because you had a lot of nutritious, more delicious things during the early part of the day, your latter part of the day did not involve a binge. Can you see that?
Well, but I might, yeah, but I'm okay. I mean, I was at a conference, so I don't know that I was able to get to binge behavior.
If you got to a half a order of French fries, you
Yeah.
probably figured out a way to get food to binge on. Do you think?
Yeah, I can't imagine I just ate a half order of French fries.
That's
I
what
don't
it
know
says.
That's what it says. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm truthful.
Yeah. Okay. So 928, a grande latte, artisan sandwich.
It was greasy.
Uh. So I'm going to translate greasy into it had fat, which is important for your body
Right.
and brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So greasy is not a bad term. Just
No,
means
no, I put that on there so you would hear that.
okay.
No, I
And
wanted you to.
okay. So we'll just consider that a good breakfast because it had a good mixture of stuff.
Okay.
And it was probably satisfying more so than chia. And then at 10:30, you had two medium-sized Snicker bars. Does that mean fun size? Is that
I think, yeah.
or like regular, not a?
No, they were fun size.
Okay, so that was probably pretty good. And then falafel ate 90% and Coke. You didn't put how full you are there, but I'm assuming it was normal.
Yeah, I was within full. Not
Okay,
a
and
little.
then at 3, 2 hours after lunch, you had Snickers and peanut M&Ms. I don't
Well,
know again, huh?
well, those package size, the
Perfect. And then at dinner, you had a soft taco dinner and
vegetables, I guess.
veg. Yeah, maybe. And then 2 beers. So you no binging that night either. You don't seem like you got too full or.
Oh, after that dinner, yeah, no, it was a little filling, but it was okay.
But you can see there's not like you don't like go crazy on some kind of ice cream or whatever that you get all freaked out about.
Well, that's true. I didn't. Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I
why.
was thinking of that more because of where I was, but no, maybe not.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, pumpkin scone, latte, banana. See, you should be in conferences more often. You don't have access to chia. Uh,
That's why though, because I wasn't home. So how's a pumpkin scone? Is that carbohydrate? When I
excellent.
look-
Yeah. And small burger and fries. Some M&Ms at 5 for a snack. 6 p.m. a donut and a tall latte. And then 8:15 2 bowls of vegetable soup.
Well, I was driving home, so for lunch I had the hamburger and fries. That was actually good. It was
Yeah,
um,
good portion.
organic beef. You don't care, but anyway, it was good. And then M&Ms, and then I stopped along the way and thought, well, what am I going to get to eat about
On the way and
6?
got the donut.
Yeah, really, I was going to try to get something I thought would be
Uh-oh.
healthy, like. But I thought, well, hell, I'll just get a donut. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, that's good. No, that looks all really good. All of that stuff you're eating, and you seem very not out of control. You know what I mean? Like, it's very obvious when you hardly have anything, and then you eat 2 ice cream sandwiches and a whole bunch of other stuff, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's very obvious when it's, I think, when it's seems like, all right, I got what I wanted, and I got satisfied, and I went on with my life, or whatever.
Well, yeah, but then here I had severe, but actually it meant several small glasses of Sprite. So in the evening, and then I started into the crackers, but I didn't eat a box. So
Right.
this is normally where the binge eating would really kick in.
Right. I wasn't sure why you did that because it sounds like the kind of thing I would eat if my stomach was upset. But, 2 bowls of vegetable soup wouldn't have any carbohydrates. So it's not a surprise to me that you were craving
Oh,
carbohydrates.
that's a good point. Yeah, it didn't have carbohydrates in it, or protein actually.
Yeah.
What do vegetables have in them for? Nothing.
I mean, people try to say it's a carbohydrate, but your body, we're not like we're not like cows, so we can't really break down the type of fiber that's in. So it just goes into our stool. There's not a lot going on with the vegetables. So really what you're probably getting there is maybe the broth. Like 2 bowls of vegetable soup would be pretty minimal calorically. So it probably wouldn't satisfy you, which is, again, I think the reason you didn't get totally nuts is because you had had enough good stuff prior to that,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because it would have been a binge if you'd had one of your chia days and then tried to have soup for dinner. It would have been nuts.
well, I think keeping track of it and knowing we're going to talk about it later helps modulate some of it.
Yeah.
But you're seeing in here the pattern you're talking about, which I
Yeah.
missed.
Yeah.
So
I'm a genius.
you're good.
I didn't get to review your food journal before, so I thought, oh my gosh, is this all chia seeds and a shot glass of olive oil? And then it's neat to see that you were in a different environment and you did things much more intuitively, and it worked out, in my opinion, much better for you. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't know.
I'm gonna go with it's not the peanut butter and ice cream, Jordan. I
Well, the
mean,
peanut something was making me fatter. My
uh,
clothes don't fit.
so tell me how long you've been doing this chia thing.
Oh, years.
No, but I mean, since we've been talking, have you been doing that for breakfast since we've been talking?
Sure.
Okay,
That's
so
my breakfast.
we probably should have looked at your food journal earlier on.
I wasn't keeping it.
Right, I know. I
Okay.
should have done that.
Yeah.
And normally I would do that with people that I'm seeing in person, is to have them, if they will. Some people are traumatized by like other programs, Weight Watchers and personal trainers with
Yeah.
their journal. So, of course, I have to like say I'm not the food police. It's probably going to be the opposite of what you think it is. But had I known then that was what you're doing for breakfast, I would tell you a long time ago that that's not enough. So the way you ate every 2 to 3 hours when you were at the conference, which is much better than what you are normally doing. You usually had a combination, like a protein, I mean, a carb or fat or protein kind of combination. And so at work, I guess what you need to do at work is get some peanut butter cookies, some scones, some lattes, and have those instead of your isogenics and whatnots.
Okay. So no, well, I gotta have my chia seeds but you can say I gotta have fewer.
You have to have your chia seed. I mean, you can
Well, I
have it.
don't have to,
I don't see what the point of it is. I mean, you're going to get, if you're worried about your brains.
Well, I'm not really, but it's just a good source of omega-3
Okay.
oil.
I mean, that's fine. It's what I guess I wouldn't want you to do with your breakfast is to have this protein powder, chia, olive oil mixture
Yeah,
as part of your breakfast, because it's not satisfying. It's kind of gross, as you admitted.
I
You
did.
don't need it. You don't need that protein there because you have plenty of protein later in your day, usually.
Okay.
Unless you guys are having vegetarian dinner or whatever, but
So would the vegetarian dinner have protein powder?
yeah, I guess you could do it then if you
Okay.
need. Like, I would save that for the end of the day if you don't think you've had enough protein, but not for
Okay.
your breakfast because it's kind of gross. And so maybe increase your focus on cereal. Have like toast with butter or something like that that's a little bit more desirable. Or something with peanut butter. Toast with peanut butter would be good.
Okay.
Okay, and especially heartier if you don't think you'll have a chance to have a snack. So you really need to make sure you're getting good carbohydrates and fats if you think it's going to have to hold you all the way to lunch. So, but otherwise, you could have, like I said, the fruit and cheese or trail mix or peanut M&Ms or something like that mid-morning.
Okay,
Sweet.
so you think trail mix would be good to
Um,
get.
and
But I'll
then,
tell you what, clothes are not fitting as good. Well, you don't know what before I would have had peanut butter and, well, ice cream sandwiches.
for breakfast.
Well, ice cream sandwiches during the day, peanut butter for breakfast.
So the thing is, when you say that, you're not giving me any information because,
Well, that's true.
yeah, I mean, all you're telling me is a what and not, what else is going on, how full you got, what was going on before that. So when did you stop doing the peanut butter and ice cream predominantly?
Well, last week, those two ice cream bars.
Okay, so
That's it.
but even up till then, you'd been doing this type of breakfast. Is that right?
Yeah, but with peanut butter.
Okay, so then I would say that you need to have a more delicious breakfast. I would bring the peanut butter back. I feel good about it. Peanut butter salt, and then make sure you're having a good lunch and a good snack. So if you have, I'm thinking this ice cream sandwich happens when you come home. So let's say you had this sandwich, toast, mayo, mustard. By the way, props on the mayo. I was about to get onto you when I saw the mustard, but it's okay. You can mix them. Just don't come with your anorexic turkey mustard sandwich.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Actually, I don't think you went overboard with the cheese because that's your only protein there. You don't have a meat on there. So the sandwich is good. I would just have like crackers or a big cookie or something along. Usually I make people have 2 or 3 sides. I would let you get by with one here.
Crackers with a sandwich?
chips, and what's that?
Okay.
A cookie, a big cookie. You need something on the side. Okay, so because that's not enough for a sandwich, isn't enough for a meal, and then you probably need to have a snack around 3 something. If you don't,
Okay.
if you're too busy to do that, and you have to wait till 5, you're going to walk into the door of your house and get crazy on some stuff because you're going to be too hungry. And then you'll be like, I told Jennifer it was the ice cream, blah, blah, blah.
I
Right?
see. Right. Well, I'll tell myself that.
Even if you keep some M&Ms, peanut M&Ms at your office and eat them on the way home, you would benefit yourself. Like eat whatever.
Well, I work out of my home, so
Oh, that's
there's
true.
no on the way home. But
Well,
you're
okay.
saying have them where I could get to them.
Yeah, I would
Oh
have.
no.
You don't have to have them in a huge bowl where you can get to them. If you had them in a container, you could have a cup that you're scooping with. But um, yeah, you're the boss of you. You can use that stuff while you're working. People will respect you. Tell them you're hypoglycemic. I'll write you a letter.
My experience is if I start eating M&Ms, I'll eat them all day. I'll just keep going. But you're helping me see that that may not be the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remember that your experiences with a probably not fully legitimate doing of the intuitive eating stuff. Like
Yeah.
so we've established your breakfast is not satisfying, and your snacks are often not happening through the day, and your lunch is not big enough. So what that does is create this whole day, and this is very common, very common. So it's really good that you showed this. Your whole day is building up a deficit. You didn't get quite what you needed at breakfast. Then you didn't get a snack. Now you're really hungry for lunch, but you only have a sandwich. So then you kind of go into the afternoon in a deficit. So you go home or into the next room in your case,
Yeah.
and you have full access to a lot of food, and now you have this whole day's deficit of not getting your nutrient needs met, not getting your fullness needs met or satisfaction, and so that's when it gets into an extravaganza. So trying to get people to eat more early in the day to prevent them from being off the chain later in the day, that's like one of the major things I have to do with lots of clients. So
Okay. Okay. Well, let's end there. I think we'll see how it goes.
all right.
But I'm really not willing to get bigger.
Okay, well then stop eating the chia stuff in the morning.
Okay.
Skipping snacks.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.